Right then guys, so the most requested video I get is to make dark trap beats. So we're going to jump straight into Ableton Live and just cook up, see what I can come up with. So for this one, I've just set my tempo to 150 BPM. And I've set my scale to D sharp minor. So I'm just going to start this one with some really simple piano. The reason why I like to use pianos when building melodies is because you can really hear every note in it. It makes it a lot easier when you're trying to figure out what notes you want. Keep it really simple with just a minor chord. Let's just repeat this one over. And then we can just switch this up here. Really for this melody, all I'm going to use is these two chords. For dark beats, you want to keep it really kind of repetitive. Pull some of these notes in just to get a bit of motion. We could even maybe invert these ones. So let's pull them up an octave. So now that we got this, we can just play with some tension notes as well. Maybe pull one in here. Let's copy those over as well. Then just here at the end, let's switch it up and add just a couple more in. So that's a really solid bass just to get started. Next, I'm just going to pull these down to an octave below. Bring the velocities down. Just kind of fill out that low end a little bit. Let's select them all, just randomize them. Just randomize these top notes as well. Keeping it really repetitive still. So now that we've got our basic kind of chords and a top line down, I'm just going to switch out the sound for something different. Okay, let's duplicate this layer as well and layer that with a different sound. Maybe on this one we could go with like an atmosphere or a pad. First one I click, I think it sounds fire. So let's process these sounds, starting with the bell. Take out the low end. Boost some presence up here. Top end as well. Then on this one here, take out the low end as well. Boost these lower mids. Let's just pan one of these slightly to the left and one slightly to the right. Add a little bit of reverb to the bells. Drop the level slightly. Just a little bit of chorus on the pad as well. Next, I'm just going to take this top line and we're just going to layer that with a different sound. For this one, I've just come into the Prophet 5 and I've selected the synthetic koto. Take out the low end again though. Remove some of the highs from this one as well. Some reverb as well. I'm just going to convert it down into audio. Okay, so now that we've got this in audio, the first thing I'm going to do is just add some half time. Transforms it instantly. I think it's brought it down a little bit too low though, so let's just pitch it up. Thinking maybe here. Let's just bring some of the low end back out. Maybe try this on half. Jeez. Real nice kind of dark grimy feel. Let's try a quarter. Nice as well, but I think I prefer half. Let's just freeze and flatten this. Now that we got that, I'm just going to add a new audio track. We'll mute this and we'll just kind of rearrange these into sections. So maybe we bring this down and we just try reversing it. Bring these ones down as well and reverse this part. Do the same on this bit. Try reversing this whole section here. Just repeat these over. And then for this end section here, we'll just switch it up. Let's maybe bring these over, and then maybe this part. This part here, and then this part here. Reverse this section here as well. I think for this section here, I just want to get rid of this. Bring something different in. Maybe like this. Sounds mad. Quite like the kind of choppy feel to it. Consolidate this with Control and J. We can just move this out of the way into this group as well. Just cutting out the lows. Kind of make it more distant and ambient. And lastly, I think just a bit of Portal. Maybe on this blurred one. Completely changes it. Bring the mix down on that a bit though. A little bit further actually. That's a really nice start. Now we can add to this. So let's bring in another piano. Start with just a root note here. Bring the velocities on these all the way up. Layer this down an octave as well. And just to thicken it out, let's do a third octave down as well. We'll just take these ones down in velocity. Put the lows. Not too much of them. Let's add some presence. But maybe we can swap that out for a different piano. I like the sound of this Black Forest one. Try it on D. Maybe E. I think that sounds better. Pan this slightly to the left, and then just to counteract that, we'll put something higher pitched over on the right. I found these suspense strings in the Mellotron. I think we could just use these. Hand these over to the right. Boost some of the highs on these. Kind of like the rhythm in them as well. It's kind of like a trill. A little bit of reverb as well. Feel like it needs a counter melody now, so I've come along to Analog Lab. I've selected this 6-string shamisen, keeping it really simple. Maybe switch it up here. Maybe bring these up actually. Yeah, like that. Randomize them. Take out the low end. Let's see if we can find a vocal from Arcade. For this kind of beat, I really like distant voices. Okay, so I've just been playing around on the keyboard. I think I've come up with a pattern. Sounds hard. Just a slight boost here on the EQ, just kind of in these upper frequencies. Next, I just want to fill out some more of the low frequencies just for sections where there isn't the 808. I've selected this bass calm preset in Analog Lab. Just fills it out really nicely. I'd add that tubular bell as well, of course. Makes all your beats 10 times harder automatically. I think that's it for the sample for the moment. I'm just going to group them all together though. Then on the entire group, I'm just going to add some RC20. Got a few rolls in here. It's a really simple bounce on the hi-hats. Little roll here at the end. I don't want these to be so static, so I'm just going to add some random panning. I think that's better. Simple bounce to the open hats as well. Pan these out to the right. Finding some pockets of space with the percussion. Pan this out to the left. Just trying to keep all these bounces really simple and not overdoing it. Pan this out to the right. Now I'm thinking maybe like a triangle or something. Maybe something like this one. Just to counterbalance that last bit, we'll pan this over to the left. I think just that one hit of it every 4 bars. Add in a roll here. Maybe some triplets here at the end. All I think I really want to add to this now is just a kick and then maybe some background snare rolls. Hands are hard. Really simple kind of snares for the background. Add into the bounce. A really simple roll here at the end as well. Let's go over to this envelope tab and we'll just change some of the panning on these. The beat sounding nice and full. I'm just going to go ahead and structure it out and play you out with the final beat as always. Let me know what you think of this one in the comments down below. And if there's anything you want to see on this channel, let me know down there as well. Till next time, I've been SK. Peace.